Hey, it's the Fitness Doctor. Thanks for watching. I wanted to make a video on atherosclerosis and protein consumption. A recent article came out showing that if you consume roughly 22% of your calories from protein, you can have an increased activation of immune cells that actually play a role in atherosclerotic plaque formation and drive disease, and so obviously problematic. They were focused mainly on an amino acid called leucine, which seem to have a very large role in the pathological pathway linked to atherosclerosis. Amino acids are obviously very important, right? They're the building blocks of protein. But they can also trigger disease through certain mechanisms and alter metabolism of these important immune cells called macrophages, which are kind of like the vacuum cleaners of your vessels, okay? Now, disproportionately high protein intake, specifically animal-based protein, can negatively affect these macrophages that are responsible for clearing out that debris. And so you have like a graveyard of these dead cells inside the vessel wall, and just can worsen atherosclerosis over time. Leucine is a very important protein or amino acid for building muscle and cognitive, development and so forth, especially in our youth. And they're very prevalent in animal-based products like beef and eggs and milk. However, it's responsible for the abnormal macrophage activation as well, and therefore atherosclerosis. But the findings are different in animal protein versus plant protein in terms of cardiovascular and metabolic health. So in diets that are high in animal protein like paleo and keto, which are very popular right now, the research provides evidence that these diets can cause problems, things like heart attack and stroke, due to that activation. And so this mTOR, it's not inherently all that bad. It's a protein kinase that's important for different cellular processes like cell growth, proliferation, metabolism, and so forth. But the problem is that this mTOR, when chronically elevated, leads to pathology. So some studies actually suggest that certain plant-based proteins that are high in leucine, like soy, can actually stimulate mTOR in a good way to enhance muscle protein synthesis, like the animal proteins. However, the plant proteins contain bioactive compounds like polyphenols and phytochemicals that can actually indirectly modulate mTOR. And so while it's essential for normal cellular function, if mTOR is dysregulated and just going crazy, it can cause diseases like cancer, metabolic issues, neurodegenerative diseases, and so forth. And so excessive mTOR can promote abnormal cell growth and tumor formation, things like prostate cancer and breast cancer. You might ask, well, how much is too much? What the study showed was that roughly 25 grams or more per meal seems to have functional consequences on mTOR activation. So basically, the body can only digest and utilize roughly 25 grams of protein per meal anyway. But when you're consuming protein in excess, like above 25 grams per meal, you've hit that anabolic threshold for protein intake. The excessive amount is just making mTOR go crazy. And so like I've always said, people should roughly consume 1 gram of protein per kilogram of body weight, roughly half your weight in pounds. And this study actually validates that. So to summarize, what am I saying? Eat more plant-based protein, and as always, everything in moderation. Thanks for watching.